Again, everybody, I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down the 40 most popular country songs in the nation as they're ranked by MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of February 3rd, 2024. Got one debut this week. Before we get to that and more, let's take a look back at last week's top three. At number 3 was Different Round Here by Riley Green and Luke Combs. Number 2 was White Horse by Chris Stapleton. And the number 1 song for a third week was World on Fire by Nate Smith. Now, can Nate hang on to that number 1 spot for a fourth week? We'll find out 39 hits from now. First, we get started with this week's only debut. It's a brand new song by Jelly Roll. It's his fourth top 40 hit, debuting at number 40, called Halfway to Hell. And with that one debut, we have one dropper this week. That song is Thinking About Me by Morgan Wallen. On with the countdown, up a notch to number 39. Here's Parmalee with Gonna Love You. Holding at number 38 this week, here's Michael Ray and Megan Patrick with Spirits and Demons. And up 2 to number 37, here's John Party and Luke Bryan with Cowboys and Plowboys. And another song with choices in it, holding at number 36 this week, with Young Love and Saturday Nights, Chris Young. Up 2 spots to number 35, here's newcomer Brian Martin with We Ride. At number 34, up a notch this week, it's Garth Brooks and Ronnie Dunn with Rodeo Man. Holding at number 33 this week, here's Dylan Carmichael with Drinking Problems. Up 2 spots to number 32 in its 6th week in the countdown, Bailey Zimmerman with Where It Ends. And moving up 1 to number 31, it's Jason Aldean with Let Your Boys Be Country. In his 13th week in the countdown, he's up 1 to number 30, Chase Matthew with Love You Again. Up 1 to number 29, it's Sam Hunt with Outskirts. Slipping back 2 spots from 26 to number 28 is Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves with I Remember Everything. At number 27 for a second week, here's Megan Moroney with I'm Not Pretty. Leaping 3 spots to number 26, Ashley Cook with Your Place. Up 3 spots to number 25, here's Old Dominion with Megan Moroney with Can't Break Up Now. Up 1 to number 24, it's Carrie Underwood with Out of That Truck. At number 23, moving up 1, it's Kenny Chesney with Take Her Home. At number 22, climbing up 1, it's Tyler Hubbard with Back Then, Right Now. And in their 26th week in the countdown, they spent a second week at number 21, Carly Pearce and Chris Stapleton, and We Don't Fight Anymore. In her 32nd week in the countdown, she slips 2 spots from 18 to number 20. It's Gabby Barrett with Glory Days. Leaping 3 spots to number 19, it's Morgan Wallen and Eric Church with Man Made a Bar. Inching up 1 to number 18, here's Lainey Wilson with Wildflowers and Wild Horses. Leaping 3 spots to number 17, it's Jordan Davis with Tucson Too Late. Easing up 1 to number 16, 22nd week in the countdown, there's Scotty McCreery with Cab and a Solo. In his 40th week on the chart, Jackson Dean continues to climb. He's up 1 to 15 with Fearless. Holding at number 14 for a second week, here's Parker McCollum with Burn It Down. And for a second week here at number 13, it's Connor Smith with Creek Will Rise. Leaping 3 spots to number 12, it's Thomas Rhett with Morgan Wallen and Mammo's House. And just a step away from the top 10 with his very first hit, here's Chase Beckham, up 1 to number 11 with 23. All right, leading off our top 10 this week, it's Kane Brown as he climbs a notch to number 10 with I Can Feel It. At number 9, moving up 1, it's Hardy with Truck Bed. And here's a former number 1, down 4 spots from number 4 to number 8. It's Jelly Roll and Lainey Wilson with Save Me. And slipping a spot from 6 to number 7, here's Luke Combs with Where the Wild Things Are. Trading places with Luke, moving up a spot to number 6, here's Chris Jansen with All I Need Is You. Leaping 3 spots to number 5 this week, here's Cody Johnson and The Painter. Inching up 1 to number 4 this week, here's Warren Ziders with Pretty Little Poison. Holding steady at number 3, second week in a row, here's Riley Green with Luke Combs with Different Round Here. Well, what goes up must come down. After 3 non-consecutive weeks at number 1, he slips to number 2 this week. Nate Smith with World on Fire. And the new number 1 song in country music this week belongs to Chris Stapleton as he moves up a spot this week in his 27th week in the countdown with White Horse. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris Godfrey. See you next time.